We're talking about state creation, and we'll be asking, do we need more states in Nigeria? Now, the House of Representatives has advanced 4 bills proposing the creation of additional states in Nigeria, passing them through the second reading on Wednesday, March 26th. Alongside these, lawmakers also approved 38 other bills seeking to amend various sections of the 1999 Constitution as part of the ongoing constitutional review by the 10th Assembly. Now, we want to hear from you as Nigerians. Is this a move in the right direction? Now, as of March 27th, the House of Representatives advanced the bills for the creation of 4 additional states, marking a significant development in the nation's political space. And they believe that the move is, part of a broader initiatives with proposals for up to 31 new states still under consideration, reflecting long-standing demands, from various regions seeking greater autonomy and better representation. So the advocates for these new states are arguing that these measures will bring governance closer to the people, promote equitable distribution of resources, address perceived marginalization of certain ethnic groups and religious groups. For instance, the proposal of Warri State aims to address the Shekiri people's concerns about underrepresentation and neglect within Delta State and Niger Delta people. So the process of creating new states is actually a very cumbersome process. Constitutionally, it requires the approval of 2/3 of the National Assembly and State House of Assembly, among other stipulations. And despite this new proposal, no new state has been successfully created since 1996, highlighting the complexities involved. Can the 10th Assembly go through with it, with how complex it is? Now, the pros range from enhanced local governance, among others. But before I get to the pros and cons and the details of all of that, the question to you is, do we need more states? Do we need more states in Nigeria at this point in time? Given the political attitude and the political will of the people, of our leaders rather, given the lack of political ideology in our leaders, given the kind of leaders we have in Nigeria today, given how the political space is and the attitude of politicians, given the financial situation of Nigeria, given how resources are being distributed and we see, the lack in various important sectors like health and education, given all of that, everything that's played out in the country today, do you think we need more states? Would you see better representation or would you see a more poor governance? The phone lines are open. The numbers will be displayed on your screen shortly. So call in and let's hear your thoughts. I really want to hear what it is you have to say. Do you think we need more states in Nigeria today? Do we need more states? Would it see better representation? I gave an example of the Warri people who are pulling for this, for a better representation of the Shekiri people and their demands. Is that necessary at this point in time? Let's take our first caller this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lilian Ogazi. You are speaking with Shetima Kudima, calling from Maiduguri.
Good morning, Shetima. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Lilian. Well, about the state creation, this topic is sound funny because even Nigerian animal knows that we need a state. There is something that we need, not a state creation. But Lilian, red chamber and green chamber, what they are doing it for their own self-interest. Because among them, there is some who they think that they have relevance in their constituency. They are relevant, and they have dominant control over that constituency. But they think that if the creation of the state becomes reality, their constituency will be part of a new state. So they want to become the governors of the new state. That is their dreams. And that is the reason why they are pushing this forward. Lilian, the truth is that if you look at the stage of the present state that we have, that is it. I think we did not develop them up to expectation. You see, some states, they lack a lot of things. Even the country itself. If you look at in terms of security, we tell woefully. In terms of health, we are nowhere to be found. In terms of education, we have been backward. They should understand one thing. Don't run faster than your shadow. Do things accordingly. Do what will benefit people. Do what will be good for the nation. Most of the states now, if you look at it carefully, they solely depends on national check, monthly allocation. What do they have? Nothing. They cannot realize anything. We want to create more burden to the central government. We want to create more problems to the central government. The little that we have, let us develop the existing ones. Let us develop the existing ones. Let us put them in a right shape before we think of creation additional ones.
Okay.
You see, I don't know why.
All right.
Lawmakers of nowadays, they are just thinking about themselves. They are not thinking about the Nigeria and Nigerians at large.
All right. So you're saying
about themselves.
You're saying that there is no advantage to it at all, especially in the aspect of...
There is no advantage, honestly speaking, Lilian.
All right.
There is no advantage.
All right, Shetima.
There is no advantage. That is the truth of the matter. We do not need it now.
All right, Shetima. Thank you so much.
That's my speech.
Thank you so much, Shetima, for that. Shetima has said there is no advantage. There is no advantage whatsoever, for the state creation, citing the political selfishness of the people we have in power at this point in time. Now, we all know that politicians think way ahead of the people. They're always able to foresee and think 4 years ahead. And like he said, there might be plans of 1 or 2 people wanting to be governors of those new states, hence why they're pushing for it just the way they are. But do you really think there's no advantage to it? Let's take the next call we have this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning. This is Abdullahi calling from Benue.
Good morning, Abdullahi. How is Benue this morning?
Benue basket looking fine.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Benue is extremely fine. You see, more states, more problems. Why? Because we are still in hunger. We are still in hunger. And you wanted to add more states. These people, they are not after us. All what they need is to come and develop themselves, enrich their families. You see, they should consider the condition we are inside. How are they going to revive the food sector? How are they going to revive the agri sector? Look at crisis, death here and there, no proper security for everybody. There is no more people will not die in Benue State. There is no more people will not die in Benue State. But nothing has been done. And you want to go and create another state so that if you form any state within the Benue Axis again, people keep on dying. So how long will that dying stop? This is the one that we saw. That is the one we saw in Benue. But what about other states that we are hearing? People are dying always.
Right.
And you create more states in that area. It will not do. Thank you, Trust TV. May God help us. All what we need is prayer. Let's pray for the remaining taxes while we have it, so that there will be peace and stability. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abdullahi, there for your thought. He said, let's keep praying for Nigeria. And he cited the security issues happening in the country at the moment. We have states who are facing massive insecurity, kidnapping, banditry, farmer herders clashes, community clashes. And the governors, the local government chairmen, the senators, the representatives are not addressing that issue. What is the guarantee they can address handling an additional state? These problems are across Nigeria. So whatever local government or whatever region that is being cut out to create this state is also facing the same problem. Why can't you handle the issues we have on ground first and be sure that we have a Nigeria where the economy is working, businesses are thriving before you think of creation of an extra state that would take more resources? Let's take the next call we have this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, Auntie. My name is Nasir from Gusau, Zamfara State.
Good morning, Nasir. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
It's my pleasure. Well, do we need more states? I don't think it's at this moment. because the state that we are having right now, the governors cannot even maintain them 100% in terms of infrastructure, health sector, education. There's nothing that a common man is benefiting 100% that is more affordable to him. So therefore, if you observe the pattern of the government or the policy, especially the state governors, they have a lot of powers. They have immunity so that they can control everything almost 100%. They are the superior in the state. So creating more states also create. So thereby, my advice is that let them come and restructure the one that we are having. Then after all, we can be able to create them. So that's my wish for today and my advice. Thank you very much. I remain Nasir from Gusau, Zamfara State.
Thank you, Nasir, for calling all the way from Gusau in Nasarawa State. He has said that the states on ground should be addressed, should be restructured, should be fixed before the thought of creating more states. But, let's not throw it away completely. There are certain pros and cons. And some of the pros we have are enhanced local governance. New states could lead to more localized and efficient governance structure, meaning those particular ethnic or group of people that feel neglected would feel closer to governance, probably because they are too large and they are now made a state where they will now be divided into several groups with their local government chairman. They would be able to experience a lot more, governance at the grassroots level. We also see economic development. Closer administration may foster tailored economic policies and infrastructural development. I'll get to the third one right after this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, I'm calling from Benue State. My name is Ikuba Tekingi.
I didn't get your name, but I know you're calling from Benue State. Can you speak up?
My name is Ikuba Tekingi, calling from Benue State.
Tegiri?
Tekingi, Ikuba, calling from Benue State.
All right, thank you. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes, these people, they want to confuse us. See, they bring confusion and go and bring something that will confuse us, will divert our intention. Look at what people did in the River State. They bring state of emergency and suspend the state governor and the 20 and all the lawmakers. So they want to divert our attention and bring another bill that they are creating in more states. We didn't need that thing now. See, this bill that the House of Reps have brought yesterday, the one-day election, that is very good idea. We supported it. This is what they are bringing today, that we need that they will create another state. It's a waste of resources. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much for that. Now, he has said it's a waste of resources and has accused the government of trying to always confuse Nigerians with policies. At this point, I would ask, the policies that are being debated in the red and the green chambers, are they really, really directed to how Nigerians are affected? Like I said, there are pros and cons to this state creation, and I gave two, which are enhanced local governance, economic development, and finally cultural preservation for the pros. Recognizing distinct ethnic and cultural identities can promote national unity. Just maybe can, not will. And for the cons, financial viability. The economic sustainability of new states is questionable given existing fiscal challenges. Let's take the next call. Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. Can you turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone?
Okay, so let me stop it.
We might have...
I think you are okay. I can go on now.
Yes, please.
Okay. My name is Alhaji Mahmoud. My name is Alhaji Mahmoud Yakatun. I'm calling you from Bida, Niger State.
Good morning, Alhaji Mahmoud.
Alhaji Yakatun.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Calling you Niger State. So thank you very much. When I see this creation of the state, we Niger State people, we are happy because we need it. Niger State was created since 1976 and is the one of the largest states now that they have not even touched it to create it. We want it. If others didn't want. We Niger State, we want our state to be divided into two because it's even too wide for any governor who is sitting in Niger State to control and develop it. So we need it. We are the largest state across the whole nation now. We know the security is there. We know poverty is there. But we need it in Niger State. We are happy when we see it. If others didn't need it, we Niger State, we need it. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
remain. Thank you, Ajia.
Lilian. Thank you very much, Elaji, there for that. He has said particularly, you know, it's one thing to sit in your state and speak about it, and it's another thing for people who are actually in dire need of that bill to talk about it. And I understand what it means to have a state too large for a governor to govern, to have a state where certain local governments feel neglected and don't feel impact of governance, because in truth, how much do you actually want the governor to handle all of it? I'll comment more on that when we take the next call we have. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello. This is Abasekong, Abasekong coming from Gombe State.
Good morning, Abasekong. It's been a minute. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Sincerely speaking, your station.
Abasekong, I can barely hear you.
I said your station is one of the best amongst the television station in Nigeria.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Sincerely speaking, I need more people to be watching this station because starting from all the things you people are presenting, they are unique and so practicable that we need to key into them. Right, let me go to the point. You see, state creation, do we really need it? I'm part of the people that said no. But with what the last caller says, I think there are some states that need to be given. Maybe one or two, but not creating more than 5. Because there is no money in the country. We are having crushed in economy. So why do we want to create more states? At least if it is 1 or 2, better. That is my take so far. But I want to really commend your television station. I want to really commend your television station. I've been watching it, and I will not stop watching it. And I beg those people who are watching it, don't change the dial. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Abasekong. I believe it's about time we send you a package shirt and mug at this point in time because the love you display to us is massive. Thank you so much for your thought as well. You know, and like I said, the last caller did raise the awareness to the fact that there are some states that actually do need it. And Abasekong did buttress on that, saying, in as much as you might think that most states don't need it, there are states that actually do need it, especially given at how geographically large they are with a lot more ethnic groups and a lot more local government. All right, let's take the next call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Amina. It's good to have you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I believe we're on to Amina Saidu. It's good to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, this is Amina Saidu from Kaduna. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. I want to believe that one of the major reasons for creation of states should be for developmental reason.
True.
And the question now is how are the ones we have faring? Are they doing well? We have so many states that are more of local government. They are only just going along with the other ones. These people are not thinking of how to develop these states. They are thinking of how to create. At first, I look at it as a kind of a misplacement of a priority. But I realize that to the average Nigerian or politicians that is over there, it's not misplacement of priority, but for selfish and self-centeredness.
Indeed. At
every given time, they want to be in power. So they think of what you always think of is how to create that environment that will give them that atmosphere that they want. You see, they are not development is not their priority. The masses are not their priority. All they want is them. If you look at what is happening in our government now, it's like we are more of a monarchical kind of a government where the parents continue, the children carry over. So if you are not part of that system, you cannot be there. Those that are there, they want to continue all through their life. They finish and their children carry over, grandchildren and all this. So they want to create an environment that they will always be there. Government, always in government. The purpose of creating any state for now, for me, I think is not the best, because what we have on ground is nothing to write home about. There are so many states that are just there for the name of being state. They are more of local government. So why do you have to bring in new, then create more problem for the government? You start thinking of infrastructure that will never go there, and money will be pumping there every month or every quarter. The government should think of what will benefit the masses. The government should think of how to stop hunger. Talk of security. We are dying. We are hungry. There's no security. These are the things that the government should talk of. Sometimes they just want to divert our attention from the real thing just to get their way in. Let Nigerian government think of the masses first. Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Amina. Thank you very much for calling on the show. Thank you for being that pop-up caller. You know, it's always good to have a female caller on the show, and you have remained consistent in always being that female voice we have on the show. Thank you for always contributing, calling in on the show. Now, she has spoken about how some states do still look like local government, and I understand that. I've traveled, I've seen a couple of states, and I'm like, is this a capital or is it local government? Because of how it looks. You don't see good schools, you don't see medical facilities, it doesn't look well developed. But looking at the map we saw, you know, on the screen, you could clearly see some states that were really big. We saw Niger, we saw Borno, those states were looking quite big right there on the map, and it wouldn't be bad to have direct governance. You know, create a structure in such a way that, you know, someone said something, he said, if we're going to curb insecurity the way it should be curbed, it starts from the local government level. Local government level, grassroots governance, interactive governance with the people. In the local government, they know who the bandits are, they know who these people are. With proper governance at that level, we'll see a lot. But with creation of more states, you know, see that happen. Let's take the next call we have this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello. The next call we have this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Goodheart, calling from Plateau State.
Good morning, Goodheart. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set completely?
I've turned it down.
All right, go ahead with your thought.
Please, this is the issue of do we need? No, for now, due to the present situation in this country. Many, majority is saying no. But you know that creation of state has more benefit in terms of governance. So you can't just turn down completely on this. It is a view, no matter whatever selfish interest or whatever people categorize it to, it is to bring more governance and governing power closer to people, bring more development and infrastructure. But because of the condition, even, I said it earlier, when it was either February or early March, that even the present government is executive, that's the president, will not sign such from now. Even if you sign, it will be at the end of second tenure, when you will just leave alone for next coming power to be paying, you know, giving allocation to those states. Because if you bring it now, you know the challenge you face. But creation of state is a good thing, it's a good idea. But because of the present structure of Nigeria, we advocate more for local government autonomy, complete governance. We are advocating for the local government autonomy. So be practical and visible and should be the major thing we need now. And that is the best. So, creation of state can come in such time when we say things good. When the sleep is good, you can snore. But when the sleep is not comfortable sleep, how will you snore? So the fact is that creation of state is a good idea, but should not be for now because Nigeria, Nigeria is not well, sorry. Nigeria is somehow sick, and we are praying for Nigeria to recover. And the governance
the democracy we practice to come to light truly, because we are not practicing true democracy is dictatorship. What is happening in Rivers today? Nobody is happy with that. Even if you're an APC and you're saying that if you are to say the truth, they are not doing what is needful. Some idea is needed, but not now, because the present state of things is not in good shape. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Good Hearts, for that. He has said that it is needed, but not now, due to the current economic situation in the country. And, also there are clamor for people who want better governance. Are you saying that they should hold on to what they have and not getting to experience better governance? We have the pros and cons. The cons are financial viability. We've seen the sustainability of the current states is being questioned. What will happen to new states? Administrative burden, increased bureaucracy may lead to inefficiency and higher cost of governance. And then we also see a potential increase for division. If you've given this to state A and ethnic group A, ethnic group B would want theirs as well. So, putting all this into consideration, do we really need more? Let's take the next call we have this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, it's come from Anpa local government.
Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set completely, or I might have to let you go? All right, let's take the WhatsApp messages we have this morning. Unfortunately, we had to let him go. The first message we have is from Julius Shola. Hi, Shola. You didn't tell us where you're texting from. Greetings to you all in the studio of Trust TV. State creation is a welcome development and is long overdue in Nigeria. I am of the opinion that creating more states will bring about speedy development, and many unemployed graduates will be gainfully employed, and it will go a long way to address ethnicity problems in Nigeria. It will also bring about better representation. My takes. Thank you, Shola. We've mentioned all of that as the pros, and thank you for your opinion there this morning. The next we have is from Abba Shatima from Maiduguri. He says, good morning, Trust TV. Creating more states in Nigeria now is not what we need. Instead, giving our local governments their full autonomy will truly empower and bring governance more closer to the people. That's from Abba Shatima from Maiduguri. We also have, from Eugene from Jos. He said, creating more states means bringing more division within the country and a waste of resources. Our problem is not more states, but just a lack of patriotism. Your point made right there, which was the last point I made. I said, is it not going to bring about a lot more division and disunity for a country we're trying to make one state, one country, one nation, one ethnic group? Well, let's take the next we have. This is from Ibrahim Egwa from Lafia. He says, Nigeria's current state structure is ineffective, failing to add value to citizens' lives. State governments are too distant, lacking economic clout to drive positive change. A radical overhaul is proposed. And he went ahead to propose them, saying option 1, scrap state government, abolish state government, transferring powers to local government, empower local government to handle state responsibilities. 2, merge states. Revert to 21 states in 1990 as in 1991. Merge existing states to reduce cost and boost economic efficiency. If states are merged, the main reason why they're moving for more states is to have better representation. Would you have an option 3 on how to create better representation if they're going to be merging states? We look forward to get that response back from you, Ibrahim. Now to the next message we have. It says, my name is Bamai Daniel Akpu from Nasarawa, Egon, Nasarawa State. Creation of new states is a wasted venture. Some politicians are pushing hard for state creation because of their political selfish interest. Some National Assembly members that are sponsoring such bills, did they consult the people of their constituencies before sponsoring such bills? With the proposed state capital in the town of their choice? All right. Thank you there, Daniel Bami from Nasarawa. He has said where the people actually consulted for that. Now, this is from Paulinus M. Kaswa. He says, good morning, Trust TV and Lilian. The bill is already dead on arrival. All I know is that no single state will be created. Even the honorable members in both chambers know it. Yet they prefer to waste our resources on this futile work. Our representatives stopped diverting our senses to issues of non-relevance. Our problem in Nigeria ranges from poverty, insecurity, and poor social amenities. True indeed. These problems, Nigerians require these problems to be addressed first before looking into other issues. Would creation of state get these problems off the table? No, it wouldn't. How are we going to solve the problems on the table at the moment? The next is from John Alaba. He says, good morning, Trust TV. I will strongly support the creation of more states if only the aim will not be abused. That cannot be guaranteed. We know that. If more states are created from the existing states, it brings about development to the newly created states because the new states will be carved out from the existing ones, thereby reducing much responsibility from the mother state. They will also reduce the allocations given to the mother state. So for that, balances the equation and brings development to the ungoverned spaces in the mother state. True indeed. We've spoken about ungoverned spaces in Nigeria, saying there are lots of ungoverned spaces in Nigeria. Hence, we're seeing the level of insecurity thriving in those spaces. Would the creation of new states see a solution to that, or do we need to work more on our local government to see that these ungoverned spaces get to feel the impact of governance and curb the security issues we're having in the country? Now let's take the next message from Husseini Omar Ono Olofu from Asokoro Extension here in the FCT. He said, good morning, my sister. We, the Igalas from Kogi East, need the creation of states. We've been agitating for the creation of Okura State, and this time we need it seriously. Okay? Oh, all right. Moving on now to the next message we have. Good morning, presenter. This is Bamiyi Daniel. Okay, we've already taken Bamiyi's message, where he said that the reps should consult their people before passing such. We have the next one from Badamasi Haruna. He said, state creation, do we need more? Good morning. State creation is a very difficult, it's very difficult in a democratic dispensation. The government is just discussing it for political purposes. It only happens during the military era to please the interest of some of the senior military officers. I think only state creation should be Abuja State. All right. We said that it's a very cumbersome process. That was why when we started, I asked, can the 10th Assembly handle this? It's a cumbersome process that has not been done since 1996. Can they handle it if they really want to? If they really want to go through with it, can they handle it? Well, I would want to believe we've covered most of the messages. So to everyone who sent their message, we say a big thank you. But, I would wrap up with saying this. Better governance is all Nigerians require and request. However it's going to be gone about, the people need to be involved a lot more in policy making. People need to be carried along a lot more. If state creation will create better governance, can we see how local government autonomy and empowering the local government will start with that first before we look into state creation? Can we see issues on the table being solved first before that is being looked into? A lot needs to be spoken about this. A lot needs to be addressed. Yes, there are states that need it, but at this point in time for Nigeria and the economic situation, is it really needed? We'll be doubling back on this conversation in our discussion segment. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.